Record.
Yeah, cool. Woo.
Okay. Hi guys, this is Holistic Health Harry, and today I'm joined by Janneke Hellbreakers, who I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen you around my Facebook because sometimes it just doesn't come up my newsfeed. Or maybe we just became friends recently. But I did put a shout out for interviews and you were very keen. So I've taken the opportunity to take advantage of the time that you can give us to tell us a little bit about your journey today.
Yes, hello. Yeah, because we were just recently friends. Because I saw your interview with Carson Flowers, and I have him on Facebook. So I'm like, I saw your videos, and I was like, oh, I will find you. And I'm always open to have interviews with anybody, also that I'm giving interviews, because there's like on our journey we find so many things that we want to share that. We want to share that because what makes you feel better, like more healthier, more happier, you want to share that with others. And the more you're enthusiastic about your journey, and you are also very enthusiastic about your journey, the more you get people also enthusiastic about it. And it's all there to let people feel that they can become more healthier, more happier on your journey. And I found that also. I started with my journey after I worked first in Holland in the social service, and I got a burnout, and I started doing yoga and meditation, and I felt like for the first time I felt my own energy, and I felt like I was more disconnected with the normal world. I felt for the first time. Before I was always living for others, living for what my parents thought of what they wanted, what society wanted, what my bosses wanted, and not even think about what do I want. So I really felt like I woke up, and I first started I felt like I unplugged myself, and for the first time I was like doing what I really wanted. And it started with yoga and meditation, really stilling my mind, and really like not that monkey mind that's also like blabbing every day. It's more like you get more like the creative information coming to you, ideas coming to you from a higher perspective. And then you feel more and more with whatever you're doing, the more lighter you are, the more happier you are, the more you feel like it's like all happening through you. And I just, at one point, I left my house, left my job, let everything go. I just gave everything away, all my yoga books, all my books, all my clothes, and everything, and my furniture. And I went to South America, and I had like a journey there first, and then also psychedelics started. So yeah, I had like a journey, like more and more like openness, more and more understanding myself and understanding the universe. And then I went to Portugal, where I lived for also more than 3 years, also 2 times totally off grid, having my own garden and all sorts of things. But at one point I found out there, I went to a conscious community there, and it appeared, I found out it was more like a cult, where they wanted. Yeah, that was a really crazy story. And yes, so I found out it was like a cult. They wanted to do what they wanted you to do, and I'm like too free to do that. But in the beginning, they do love bomb you, and you feel like, oh, you have a whole family. And I could do yoga, and I give healings, and I really love doing that. But at one point, you see more and more the women were like held down. They wanted like suppressing them, and so I went away from there. And yeah, so every time I really feeling more myself and more what I'm here to do, and what I really here to give is I feel like yoga meditation, so that people can find the energy within themselves and get that energy rising. And I'm also doing healings. I do Ankh healings with the Ankh, and the device, and that really is like a certain frequency. And I help people to really let go of like emotional things stuck in the body, and emotions and family karma and things from past lives. And so they're feeling much more lighter and free after that.
That's nice. How old are you, by the way, by the moment?
I'm 44. Recently became 44.
44. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's a really good number.
Yeah,
And yeah, most of the people never think I am
four,
that age.
three,
I
four.
think you're anyway. Yeah, you're not anyway. Your age, but it's also. I feel like in the past I was like, oh, I do. When they said, oh, you look much younger, I always said like, oh, day and night cream, and now later it's like yoga and meditation.
Hmm,
But just I think being positive and having positive thoughts and doing the good things for yourself and being more loving to yourself and more self-care, yeah, you also look younger.
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're only as young as you feel, and sometimes we're born with good genes, but if we work on ourselves like you've been doing, like we do, then you do look way younger than someone else normal that's 44 in the Matrix. So that's true.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, and also my energy is like if people know me, they know that I'm like always happy and joyful and full of life and inspiration and yeah, always. And I think like once you and it's like a combination of like frequency, getting like a high frequency and doing what you really love and where do you get your like energy from and where you get your inspiration from, but also healing all that emotional baggage that we have. It's crazy, like how much
Mm.
shit we accumulated through our lives. Yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like if you think of, I guess most people again, they from cradle to death, there's just accumulation of physical but emotional and no release of trauma and sheltering from triggering and being around people that don't work on themselves, so there is no triggering, and it's just a weird world, I guess, that I also am not a part of anymore. How long have you been? So when did you start all this? When did you break free from? Was that a few years ago? Was it like a decade ago?
I think 5 years ago I went away from my job, but I woke up when I was 29, had my like when I had my what is it again, the
Kundalini
my work.
waking? Kundalini waking?
No, I had a Kundalini awakening when I was in South America. I had like I did already so much Kundalini yoga, and I never had like a Kundalini awakening. It was just go slowly, and then I went to all sort of like psychedelic trance festivals, sci-fi, and boom, and they also talk about psychedelics. But I'm like, yeah, but I'm doing it with yoga and meditation, and they were like, yeah, but you can have it even quicker then. So I was like really interested in it, but only when I went to South America and I had also other psychedelics and also ayahuasca.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, yeah, and after my ayahuasca, when I just had like a couple of weeks later, when I was doing yoga for the sixth sense, and I really felt after, um, I was in a sort of trance, and I felt like I had a Kundalini awakening. I felt like I was a part of everybody, like I could step into anybody and
Yeah.
all of the frequencies, and I felt like I was part of everybody,
Oh,
and I felt like what they're saying, feeling one with everything. I felt that, and I was like in a trance. And I said, "Take me a pen and paper," and I wrote like 25 pages, everything what I downloaded.
oh.
And I felt like I had like an awakening, Kundalini awakening, and also with ayahuasca, I felt really like I just need that once to feel what I feel, and to know this is our natural state of being. This is where we come from. If we have all those, if we all let go of all those old negative emotions and physically everything, if we all in all those levels let go of that,
Mm.
then we are like very high. We are like high frequency being. Like you should be like ecstatic and joyful.
Mm.
And I feel like that is where we're going back to those frequencies and to find out what that brings. How do we get there? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yes, definitely. It's all about returning. And, I came to, I guess, very late, through roundabout ways of just being butt hurt and hurt by women and wanting relationships and being needy. And yeah, I've ended up, I feel like I feel like there's only one path. Like there's many ways to the one path, but like this is the path, the work of growth, um, evolution here, conscious evolution. And of course, that comes with unbrainwashing, unschooling, which takes ages, shadow work, trauma release. It's all linked into one path, I think. And yeah, I think it's the true path. So I'm very grateful, like yourself, that we're connected. And I feel abundance too. I felt abundance before I had people in my life now that like us. Even on Facebook, I had
Mm-hmm.
abundance. And now all I really talk to like closest friends and friends is people like yourself. So I am very lucky, and I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah, but you feel how from who you get the energy from, because they know they're on the same path and they're just real and they're themselves. And there's no hiding. That's what I feel like. The new energy is like we have nothing to hide. We can just totally be ourselves. And if we are like what you say, like triggered, then it's like this is the work where you're triggered. Like, what is it that it does with yourself? Like, where you're not fully free yet, and where we can learn from each other. And that's why we also learn from other people who have a different path, that have a different belief and different perceptions. And that is like where you learn from the most, because your truth is not the full truth. And that is like really important, that you like don't think that you know everything, and you every time you have like, but it's also the duality of it, you know, like you know already a lot, but you also every day you're whole figuring this whole reality out again, as like it's new.
Yeah, I mean, if you knew nothing, you'd walk around really unconfident, and I guess you need some kind of ego and confidence here to get by, that you know stuff. But yeah, you're right. It's the balance between the two. Yeah. So do you coach and teach people? Do you help people online? Are you in Spain right now? I think somewhere.
Yeah. I have I do like the healings. I give healings because I can talk with people and give them information, but when I give my healings, it transforms already, like energetically, and I also give tips for if they like have certain things, how they can deal with it. So I give also tips to work on themselves and what they can do with certain emotions that you have. And I also unlocked the chakras, and I can also say what they can do, certain chakras, what they can do themselves to heal them for the long run. So I always like hope that I just need one healing with someone and they can find their own way. And I also feel like, because it's like energetic healing and not everybody heard about it, it's like, yeah, it's drip people come. And I feel like you have like, when you're healing inside yourself, but you're also healing the collective. So every healing is like a total reality change for the person, but also for the whole. But it's only like when you believe it and when you see it, you know it. And that's why I will do like one by one. And so that's very deep transformational healings that can really change someone's life and someone's perspective on life. Because once they know what they're like still walking around with and what they can let go and how they can heal, they're much lighter and much like they feel so much better. So I had like people saying like, oh, for the first time I went from surviving, I went to thriving, or nothing bothers me anymore. So it's like they're like, I saw that woman like after that on every party, just like having a blast. She was like, oh, nothing bothers me anymore after your healing. So it's like completely changed my life. But it's also with everybody, it's different. And it's also the more work people did on themselves, the more they feel the changes in their bodies. And that's why I feel like with the healings, I can do even more than just coaching, because it goes really deep and I channel information. And I also do light language.
No,
So
love
it's
languages.
also like
Love languages. Light
yeah,
language. You love language.
light language.
Okay.
Yeah, love language are also interesting. but, but the light language that just comes through, and people really feel it in a deeper level and like on the subconscious level. And that's also very interesting. I just started talking at one point when I took mushrooms on 11/11 a couple of years ago, and I started talking all sorts of things. But there are people coming together on Facebook groups, talking together with in all sorts of light languages. And some people know what they're saying, but other people not, but they feel the intention. So it's like a really high vibrational language, and you have like an intention what you want to say, and then this brings that. Like when you say like I want to invoke the language that brings now love or peace for people, and like it does. And but the more you're like you feel things, the more it does also. So I have also people that make light codes, and I see it, and I need to burp because it has immediately effect on my body. and I work like I burp things out. Like when I do yoga, meditation, or my healings, I like immediately I burp things out. And I did also lots of workshops where I was like assisting, and I'm not just like burping.
That must sound funny. You burp on purpose to heal. That's the interesting one.
No, I don't need to do it on purpose. It just comes.
Oh, it just comes.
But my mom also does it. My mom is also a healer. And I saw her transformation when she was. I always thought like, all those spiritual things. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But then I saw her transformation, and while she was doing the encores, I was like, I want to do this.
Oh, wow.
And so she does the same, and we did also several healings already together. And she's actually living in a place that's called Heal. So we're born to do born healers.
You're a born family lineage. Normally, it's only one person in the family that becomes the black sheep and stuff. But normally, I don't know. Normally, it's just one out of many. But yes, your mum too. That's good.
Yeah, and in the past, I always rejected that, and I didn't like that when she was like saying, "Oh, I know this person from a past life," and I was like, "How do you have to say this now with my friends here?" And now we're going to crystal shopping together, and we totally. And now it's also all this information. It's not strange to me, so I totally understand it. And before I was very critical, and I always thought like I need to first see it, then I'll believe it. And then it's like believing it and then seeing it, knowing it's true. And now we're like age of knowing. You just feel it. Like this, like someone tells you something that's truth, you just feel it in yourself. Like this is true. This is like, this feels resonating with me. And then it's like, we're the age of knowing it. And with the people that know, you have like great conversation and you understand each other. And for the other people, you have like, you talk on such a different frequency. They think you're crazy.
Crazy, yeah. Yes, and then then you can't hang around them too long, because then you think that you are crazy. So you need to be around people that understand.
But it's also like a pyramid. It's like a pyramid for the people that are on the paths. They understand us. They can hear us. Yes. So that's why it's like a pyramid. So that's why it's also the higher you are like going, the less people understand it. But the people that understand it, I think it's amazing what you're doing, and they get it.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, so you said you do urine therapy as well. How do you find about urine therapy? Was this a long time ago or recently?
I think 2 years ago, when I had like an inflammation in my shoulder, was doing too much because I'm always like doing a lot and this and this and this. And I had my own garden like also, and I had an inflammation in my shoulder, and I heard a lot about it already. But I was mostly doing raw and fruitarian and things like inspired and juicing, inspired like John Rose and Marcus Roodkans and John and Dr. Morse.
Oh yeah.
So and Dr. Morse always thinks it's waste. So I was like, so I was like not so much into it. And then I came from several sides, and the inflammation was worse and worse, and I did all sorts of things already against it. And then you have to drink your own pee, that helps. But because I was like, if it's not over tomorrow, I have to drink it. But I started drinking it, and it went away, my inflammation. But I also felt it gave me such a good mood. I was looking forward to it in the morning, like, oh, urine again.
Yeah.
I was like looking forward to it, and I drink it for a long while in the mornings. Mm-hmm. And then also when it was raw, and then you feel it even more what it does with you. Like I feel everything very much very energetically, emotionally, what everything does. And then I feel very good from it. And that's why they say, look, in the Ayurveda, they call it the enchanted nectar of the goddesses.
Oh, yes.
And someone said that to me. And I was like, oh, that feels like, that sounds nice.
That was Amrita. Are we getting is it not Amrita, that? The sake, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe also. Yeah, so it really is that. And it's like, and after I was at the community and I saw the video from Santos and with you also.
Oh yes, the Urine.
And then also yeah, that was like then also I was already drinking it, but then I also my partner started also drinking it with after that video, and like now we have also a lot of aged urine, what we also use. So like we put it in our eyes, we snort it, we put it on my face before showering. I drink it. I did the last week for the first. I do already lots of enemas. Because it's also very important to clean the gut out, because we have so much shit there as well. People have no clue that we have like 5 to 10 kilos there of old shit remaining there. So I will already doing a lot of enema. So I did for the first time also enema with aged urine and water. Oh my god, I felt like so like a shower, like through me, like everything came down, but it felt also like really heavy. Like cold sweat, and like it felt like really heavy. But I know that's like detox symptoms that you have to go through it. And then after, I felt so amazing, so much lighter. So I'm like, so let's put more urine aside to do the next one. So it's like, but yes, a lot of people, if you say that, they make like fun of it. Like they make fun of it, but I know I just experienced for myself what it does. So I'm like very excited about it.
Yeah.
And I saw your videos also. You are so excited about it.
Yeah, me
you
too.
know what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really cool. Yeah.
It's not that I'm not excited, but I've just used it so much now. It's just become a part of my life, and I probably should work on gratitude better. But like, it's just that high from it, that cleansing is just normal now. You know, like I do it. I sometimes don't do it every day, but I try and do it every day. And when I do, it always gives me good results. But it's just a part of my lifestyle. Like, so it's not weird, but it was weird at the beginning, and it still is weird to everyone else that thinks it's a waste product. But yeah, it's quite normal. And most of my friends do it. Nearly all my close friends are into aged urine. So, and my partners were. So, you know, it's all normal, completely normal.
Yeah, but for us it's normal. But but even people that are like on the spiritual path or something, it's still not normal for them.
A lot of
so
them.
It's like, yeah. So I keep on sharing about it, but I already got like 2 or 3 people inspired to do it. Step 4, at least 4 people inspired to do it as well. So I'm like, as long as like one person finds it out and finds it out for themselves, it's like, yeah, it's like, for that person it makes a huge difference. So so that's, I keep sharing about everything what I know and everything I learn, because like also with you do so long about certain things and to find it out, and then we give that information out for like, I did like so long about this, and we like find out the cheat codes, and then we share that for other people to do it in a shorter time.
Yep, like me, I write a book, I get passionate about it, write a tiny book on that subject, and then I move on to the next book and the next passionate thing until I take that for granted. I just keep doing books endlessly on little things like aged urine and all that stuff. So yeah, it's amazing. That's a good idea, by the way, to always, for people, I try and encourage them. Everyone has a book inside them, I think. You know, it's just another way to help people, isn't it? Without being there, I guess, in their life, because you can't always be around people. You know, so it's a good one.
Yeah, I recently had also, I was traveling and I couldn't bring all my writing books, so I put all my writing from the last years. I put it in certain. I put one in like several books. So I'm now trying to now I'm also wrote a book, but I'm like in the So and it's called Whispers of the New Earth.
Whispers of the
It's
New
just
Earth.
like, it's wisdom and inspiration, and I'm like, I'm in the end stages of the writing, and I want to completely self-publish and everything.
Nice.
And so I'm like in the end stages of writing it.
Let us know when that comes out. Let us know when that
comes out. I will let you know. I will let you know. Yeah, let more people know. It's like more people are looking forward to it, because it's like what you say. Everybody has a book in them. And sometimes people think like, oh, what do I know? Like, because that's like also, that's also what now is in the world. It's like the people that know, like actually have information and wisdom, are the people that mostly like doubting themselves, or they have less like ego. They're very, very humble. They're not like, oh, look at me, I know. It's the people that have the biggest voices. Are the people that at least know what to. So
guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty. Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to get up and stand up and tell our stories. And then we get more and more people doing that as well. And so we light up one by one.
Yeah, exactly. I like that you said there. Some of the most powerful people I've ever met in our communities are really, yeah, you have to go and visit them. Then you'll really know when you're in their presence, they're completely different to, I guess, the characters that we play on online. But they do help because I'm always moving into a new character, which is always better. And I use Facebook and social media as a tool to step into my power. But yes, I agree. There is a difference. Yeah, there's a huge difference. That when you meet someone, you know straight away they've been doing this many years and a very deep wisdom, and then sometimes never on social media. So yeah. But having said that, I wouldn't be connected with you and many other people. I wouldn't be where I am in Portugal if it wasn't for friends I've met online and said, "Let's meet up." So that's how, and even partners in dating. So it's always worked that way. Yeah, definitely grateful for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and also about relationships, it's like very interesting, the whole thing. I had also a lot of different things going around, but it's also the more you are like what you said, like a better version of yourself, the more you get also that frequency towards yourself. So, and that's also the journey as well. And that is also really beautiful that I now feel like I really have a partner that understands me, that is there for me, that's like really present and really appreciative, and he also is on the similar path. And then you can you can really be there for each other, and totally, and that is like I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us? I mean, we covered a little bit. You want to go deeper with some of the things, or is there something that we've not covered that you'd like to share?
Um,
Oh,
I think what I want to share is like the basis of like knowing that people can empower themselves. That every day you can be more loving, more caring for yourself, and becoming a better version of yourself. And that can be like physically, like with more exercises. That can be emotionally, with letting go, checking back for your life. What are the things you still need to let go of? Can you have like help with that? Energetically doing the things that you really give your energies, like being more and more aware of your energy in any moment, and that you can change that. And I also really am very much into frequencies and healing frequencies. I like solfeggio and affirmations and guided meditations. You can just reprogram your subconscious so immensely. It doesn't need to be like difficult. People can make it much more easy on them, and you find everything on YouTube or Spotify, everything, and that like you bring it in. And the more you like because you're like, you can also ask, bring in this more, like, because we are now more like empowered creators, like you said, like, oh, I can be more grateful now. Well, now on, you know it, you can be more like, you can practice that, and also knowing that it comes to you, and like and you become a better, improved version of yourself every day. Every day you learn more, every day you more on your path, every day you're more yourself. And also what you said, like every day you had, like every time you have a different mask on, at one point there is no mask, you're
yeah,
the same everywhere where you are. And then like the things that you dreaded before, or just like they all fall away. And then you said, like every time you have a new thing coming, like look, you said like, oh, new book, or a new this, or a new that, there's always new challenge, and like new, but it's excitement of this new thing. And for me it's like making videos. And I love making videos, like like with others, or myself. And I started recently on Rumble because there's no less censorship there.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I don't want to be like something things you can't say.
Yeah.
And I want to keep saying about the things that you not always can say on YouTube.
Like the C
And
word, the C word, and the V word. Yeah, the C and the V.
yeah. So yeah, so I keep talking about that as well on my Rumble and on my Facebook. And yeah, if I can help one person change their life, change their perspective, make their life a bit less more better, I'm there. So people can always send me a personal message for healing, and I send you. Well, I will send you the links of my Rumble, my Instagram, my Facebook, my what I have, like my website. I will send you all the messages. I'm here to be on service for humanity, and humanity is the person that needs help in that moment for me. And if I can be there, and also know a lot about healing, all sorts on all sorts of levels. So if I can be of help to anybody, I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, your energy is incredible. I can feel it. Yeah, so you're definitely, I mean, I love it. I mean, we do have more energy, but I mean, your energy is really contagious. So that's good. That's your passion and what you do. And definitely we are, I mean, we do it selfishly, yes, because we go through these tragedies and traumas, but it does become, like you said, selfless because you're sort of like, yeah, you're just sharing your truth, which other people resonate with. They resonate with your truth, my truth, and everyone has a truth. And good on you for encouraging other people to speak up too, because I do the same. I was quiet, shy. I'm introverted by nature, but I guess people often assume that I'm not, but I am. And still I came from social anxiety, so yeah, I struggle, but not when it comes to our path. So we do shine. And thank you very much for joining us. I'll put the links to your stuff and your Facebook as well, and all those links if people are interested. And yeah, thank you very much, Annika, for joining us and being so. Because I'll be honest as well, quickly, hardly anyone spontaneously comes to me and says, "Oh, I really want to do interview." I'm also what I find is when I do a post like that on Facebook or ask people, they'll say I'm not ready, or if they say they're ready, I'll message them the day they won't turn up, and yeah, there's just people that really don't go for it. So that's why I honored talking to you, even though we don't know each other, because you know a lot of information, we do the same things, but someone jumps in and says, yes, there's a divine reason why. So I honor that as well. So thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you. And always there to show up. The more you show up, the more everything shows up more and comes to you. Exactly. And the more you share and more you bring, the more everything comes up. And every day there's more love and more freedom and more truth. And it comes, it's like you're a magnet, it comes back.
Yeah, exactly. So this is Holistic Harry with MissHellbreakers. Thank you guys for